What's up, guys? J&T Shooter Reviews back again. I may have done something and I'm very excited about it. I have purchased a Ruger Precision 300 PRC. As you can tell how excited I am about this. This has been a long time kind of project I've wanted to do and get something that can reach out a mile and still hit effectively. So here she is, boys. This is it. I'm extremely excited about this. This rifle is going to get me into long range shooting a lot further than I'm comfortable with, which I'm really excited about. So I can kind of enjoy long range shooting a little more. I'm gonna have to go to probably a different state or two that's a little flatter to shoot this longer than I want to where I live, because where I live, it's in the mountains, so it's real hilly and there's not a lot of land that's not already owned to shoot something like this. So it is what it is, but I might take this out to Arkansas or somewhere, maybe out to Montana and take a elk with it. Who knows? But yeah. I'm just excited and glad you guys clicked on this video. To all my longtime subscribers, thank you for sticking with us. We're at 562 subscribers right now. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought this rifle if it wasn't for this channel and for all the people, pushing me to make more content and things like that. So thank you guys for making me go into a little bit more debt than I probably should have. But that's another story for another day, another credit card. But yeah, so here we are. So it's a Ruger Precision 300 PRC. I got a little cheat sheet over here next to my camera. There's a lot going on with this rifle just right out the box. So bear with me when I mark everything down and tell y'all what it is. The model of this rifle is 18083. 18083. If you're curious, there's a couple different, they make on Ruger's website, they have a couple Talo exclusives, things like that. So yeah, and by the way, the video that got me very interested in this rifle, his YouTube channel is Slav Guns. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll put him in the description, give him a little shout out, because without that dude, he's very knowledgeable in long range shooting. Rifles like this. He has a great review, so I just wanted to put that out there. And that guy, like I said, is very smart. So if you have any long range questions or things like that about build like this, I would most definitely ask him before you ask me. And I'm just being honest. I know a good bit about rifles and shooting, but when it gets out to pretty long distances, I'm not the guy to ask. That's why I got this, and I can train and learn something. Might take a course with this, who knows? Probably just watch more of that dude's videos, because he's got a lot of information, and that's awesome. So yeah, give him a little, tell him J&T sent you and give him a subscribe. So he's a cool guy. But I saw his review, and I was watching him shoot this exact rifle. His setup's a little different, but I was like, that's insane. Just the accuracy with that rifle. Just how far you can shoot this rifle, a mile rifle, like that's insane to me. And still have very excuse me, good ballistics with it. So there's a few things I'll talk about this rifle in a sense of pros and cons. The biggest con I'll give you about this rifle, just right off the bat, is price, especially in this cartridge. So I mean that both ways. This rifle, they go about $1,700 to a little over $2,000. I called over 20 different gun shops in like a 100-mile radius of where I live. A little bit over 20 gun shops, and most of them couldn't get it for me. Some, like ain't no chance. See ya, hang up on you. Just annoying shit like that. But one of my local gun shops actually gave me a very good deal on this. So no complaints at all. I was really happy. I dealt with the dude a long time. He opened a new gun shop and they could get me one, and I was shipped and delivered in 2 days. So that is, crazy to me that I got this gun so quick, and they helped me set the bipod and everything up, and the guy behind the counter was very knowledgeable and explained a lot about the scope and everything I was getting. So that was really nice, and have someone knowledgeable at a gun shop helps a lot, because you go into a lot of gun shops out there. Quick little story, went to one not too far from me in North Carolina. Went in there, said, hey man, I want to see if you can order me one of these rifles. I've done a lot of business with this company, or this gun shop I should say. It's a local gun shop, not a big, like an academy or anything like that. And I was like, hey, can you give me this rifle? He's like, ooh, that's going to cost you an arm and a leg there, son. And he gave me a price of like $2,100. And I was like, geez. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's a little high. And I was kind of thinking about it. And I was like, I'm going to check a bunch of different stores before I go right with them. Because this is the rifle I knew I wanted. Just a little different setup with the scope and everything. But I'm happy with what I got now. But I was like, nah. I'll try somewhere else. And he got this. He gave me that quote through Lipsy's, the gun vendor, I call him, whatever you want to call him. Gun shops buy from them to sell in their shops. He got it from them. Sorry, I had a brain fart. That's the quote he gave me from Lipsy's, and I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, that's a little too much. And one of the other dudes behind the counter was like, I had to make his dumbass comment and say, yeah, they're pretty expensive, they're not for everybody, not everyone can afford one of these, and, blah, blah, blah. And the dude was just a smart ass, and he really pissed me off. And it's funny, because right when I walked in the gun store, that dude was talking to another customer about some 223 behind the counter, some steel case, I think it was some Tula or Wolf. And he's like, you don't want to buy that there, bud. He said, it's going to chip away at your barrel. He said, that's not good. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, this dude's a fucking idiot. Because I've done a lot of myth-busting videos on this channel, actually, with steel and brass, and the facts and myths about them. So that whole thing about, him telling people that, I knew the dude was just a dumbass right off the rip. So I won't be doing much more business with them. They're going to have dumbass, unknowledgeable people like that work behind the counter. So a little quick story for you on that one. But gun shop I got this from, he gave me around a late $1,690 price. And yeah, I could not say no. It was the best price I could get. Like I said, in 100 miles, that was $1,609, top dollar. And I was like, I'll buy it. So I'll order it right now. I went there. He gave me a sweet deal on all this bipod. Got a Magpul Picatinny bipod. I really like that bipod. It's really, really cool. Does a lot of really cool things. I'll do a separate video on the bipod because it does a lot and it's awesome. So big fan of that one. And I got the scope, and he threw in the rings for me. So good people at that gun shop. But I was like, does your supplier, your vendor, have this rifle? And he said, no, I had to go through Lipsy's. And I thought that was funny. And the price he gave me for $1,690 versus other people wanted like $2,200 out the door. I was like, yeah, I'll be doing business with y'all, because when you get up to spending $2,000-$3,000 for a rifle, when it gets down to saving $400 or $500, yeah, I'm gonna save the money and take a trip. And it was only like 10 minutes from my house, so could not disagree. So yeah, quick little story for y'all. Do your research and call around for guns that you want that are a little more expensive, because sometimes you will get a sweet deal. And I thought that one company in North Carolina was going to help me out like they've always, but yeah, there was no helping them out, and I'm good from shopping with them anymore. So yeah, got that gun. Extremely excited. Like I said, I got the scope put on. I have a Diamondback Tactical 4x16x44. I really like this scope. I was messing around with it and reading about it, and it has a ton of features on this. So I'm not going to make myself sound like an idiot. Do a little research and you're going to find out about this scope. But very nice, very, very, very nice scope. Very crystal clear. I got UTG Pro little 2-set scope rings, and I put the medium rise on. I didn't like the low. I don't like how when I put my face on the cheek, on the stock on the cheek riser, because you can move it up and down, and you can move the length of pull back and forth a couple inches. So I didn't like how the low sat, and the gun kind of looked weird. So when we put the medium on, it was much more comfortable. I moved the cheek rise up a little bit, and that was perfect for me. So big fan on that. These UTG Pros are awesome scope mounts, rings, whatever you want to call them. Very nice. They're only like $60. I'm sure you can get them cheaper, but that's the price I got them for. And like I said, you got the M-LOK, Picatinny rail, Magpul bipod. And I wish Ruger would talk about this, okay? But in some of the pictures for the 300 PRC and the 330 Lapua, the pictures are different than the like the 6.5 Creedmoor and 308 Ruger precision rifle, and some of them had this little Picatinny rail on the bottom, and other ones didn't. So when I got this, I was like, shit, I don't think it's gonna have the little Picatinny rail since it's a bigger caliber. I guess it's just gonna be the M-LOK. And on their website, it doesn't say anything about that Picatinny rail. So when I got there and they had the gun open, box open, they were putting my bipod in there, or my scope on, because I already chose the scope and rings I wanted. I was like, oh shit, I almost ordered, I thought I was going to have to order the M-LOK version of that Magpul bipod, but I didn't. It comes with that Picatinny rail. Excuse me. I had Burger King, bad choice. And I got the Picatinny model. I'm glad they had that one in stock, because they only had the tan M-LOK bipods, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. But I just thought that was kind of interesting, you know, that they don't put that on their website really to explain, but I was like, weird. So figured I'd mention that in my video, just in case someone that sees this video and was like, I need that. Well, there's information for you. Hopefully it helps. Comes with 2 5-round box magazines, or just detachable mags. It is huge. These are extremely expensive mags. I think they go for like 50, 60 and up. They're, what do they call it? What brand? It's made in USA. It's Accurate Mag. Sorry, I'm an idiot from the mountains. Sorry, but yeah. So it's Accurate mags. They are very high quality. They're not anti-tilt, but with the 5 rounds, they stack on top of each other, single stack, and from everything I've watched and read about, you don't have any problems with it. Have not got to shoot this yet, because I finally have gotten the ammo for it. I'm about to be doing a video on that company that sells more precision ammo. He sells 9mm and things like that. It's Crate Holding LLC. They're out of South Carolina, so shout out to them. They're pretty cool. They sell 300 PRC. I got the Hornady 212 grain ELD X, and got 40 rounds. It's about $3 a bullet. Okay, so back to what I got rambling on about, you know, getting into this rifle is expensive. The rifle, like I said, you could push up to $2,000+ with tax and everything, or you get, hopefully lucky like me, get a great deal and save you a couple bucks. But so you're looking at $2,000 a rifle, plus, you know, scope rings. You got your bipod you want to put on there. This rifle needs a bipod, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to shoot off a bag, because it has that 30 cal muzzle brake on the end, and it's massive. So to me, bipod was a must for this rifle. So 2 bands right there. Then you get into the ammo. That's 40 rounds of match. It's the Precision Hunter match grade hunting ammo through Hornady, because Hornady actually created this cartridge, and Ruger and Bergère and a couple of Fire, I think, can't remember the company name. They built 300 PRCs, and there's only a couple companies that do, and a lot of it's custom work, because The cartridge is not a huge popular cartridge yet, but with a lot of research and just everything I've been reading about it, the Army actually took a contract with 300 PRC. Can't remember what rifle it is. I think it's the Bear MRAD. And yeah, that's pretty insane if you ask me. Excuse me. Like that tells me that cartridge is worth something, because the ballistic wise past 1,000 yards, it's beating 338 Lapua. From what I'm reading, of course, gunmag.com, or whatever the hell you call them. I can't remember the damn name. Or Rifleman America, some shit like that. I'll have to put the link in the description if I can find it again. But yeah, so for, like I said, a round is about $3, $3.15 to $3.20. It's not cheap, and the guy I talked to that I bought this from, his website, he said it is kind of hard to get, and it's a little pricier for them also. So if you can get this for under, around 50 to 60 bucks a box, you gotta bite the bullet and you gotta do it, because this gun means nothing without this. So, it is what it is. This is not a rifle I'll be shooting every day, obviously. It's not a Sunday shoot. This will be a very special gun to shoot to me, because of how expensive it is, and all the hopeful fun we're gonna have with it and on this channel. But yeah, so ammo, that was 135 bucks, which it's not a bad deal, because like I said, some companies, we're almost selling this shit for $80 a box for 20 rounds, $80, $90. Not knocking them, because I don't know how much they get, how much they pay for. They could pay $70 to get in. I don't know, but yeah, that's expensive. And that Crate Holders LLC, they sell a bunch of ammo on there, and that's where I got this. So I figured I'd tell you all that. And like I said, the rifle was from Lipsy's, the gun shop I had to go through that vendor to get this from Lipsy's. So there's that. Yeah, so we got the 5-round mag, got the ammo, that's the rifle, the bipod. These bipods, by the way, go for about 100, 120 bucks. Would not buy it from Amazon. I would go straight to a gun shop, make sure you're getting a real deal, because Amazon's been having a lot of problems, especially with scopes, getting fake knockoffs, things like that. So some things I don't buy from Amazon, other things I do. This is not one of them, because it's expensive, 120 bucks for this. I'm not gonna have to. I don't want to buy it and get a fake or a knockoff and have to send it back and all that. I'm not up for that. So got my scope from there. It's got I think it's 30 millimeter rails, so it fits up to like a 30 millimeter scope. So that's really cool. You got the oversized bolt throw, very smooth, extremely smooth. I've been playing with it a little bit, but it is really nice. You have the, they usually call them tactical, but the ambidextrous safety. So you got it for safe on, and you push up, it's on fire. Very nice, very comfortable, very easy to manipulate. Like I said before, you can change the length of pull by going forward and back, just with this little lever and the knob on the side. You can pull your cheek rise up just with a little lever. You can pull this up, very simple. You can change this this grip out to any AR-15 style grips. So everyone calls it different. I just call it a grip. Look around, you can find a bunch. There's a million of these sold. I like the one Ruger sends. It's not squishy. It's a Kydex, a hard plastic. But for shooting this rifle, like I said, it's not gonna be a problem to me at all. So no complaints. Also, this is, like I said before, this is a big boy rifle. So I'm gonna have to spend probably $150 on a really nice, or $200, up to $200 on a really nice case for this. So when I'm out, when I'm wanting to go shoot, I will not be taking any stops with this other than to the gun range, because I'm not gonna let this sit in the car while I go eat or go into a store before I go shoot or something. Always gotta get snacks for the range and things like that. So I will not be leaving this just sitting out in the back of my SUV or truck. That's not gonna happen. So I gotta get a good case, and that's, like I said, that's gonna cost me probably only $200 after everything. So getting into these really expensive rifles is awesome, but it is not cheap at all. I promise you, it is not cheap. So something just to think about, so especially someone like, I got a mortgage, I have a wife, I have a family, I got a couple animals, I don't have any kids, so knock on wood. Everyone's got their expenses and their incomes, but I would recommend saving up to get one of these and, just find the exact thing you want the first time for this rifle, so you're not having to change the scope out 10 times and you're like, oh, I don't like the grip, I don't like the bolt, I want a different bolt, the bolt's great, everything's good on this rifle. It is really top-notch quality, like I said before. So yeah, also, since it's a 1/2 by 24 thread, so if you want to take off the muzzle brake, it's not usually it's 1/2 by, I thought 28, but this is a 1/2 by 24 thread, right hand pitch. The barrel is a 1x9 twist. It's got 5R rifling through the barrel. I'm still learning about that, but it's something to do with the heat treat or the way they rifle the barrel, so that's kind of cool. What does he got? Yeah, a 26-inch barrel, I said that before. The finish is a black, hard, anodized finish on the rifle, on the barrel, so it's very tough, it's very sturdy, I'll admit to that. I almost dropped it the first day I got it, so I almost shit my pants right off the bat, but I didn't. With everything fully extended, this is 52 inches, and I think if you move the length of pull all the way up, it's like 48 inches. So, you're thinking 48 inches from tip to butt, okay? For how I have it set up right now, it's 48 inches. I don't have it all the way length of pull back, but it's like, it's right in the middle. So that's 48 inches. But just by doing this, bam, you're down to 40 inches. So this will fit in a regular AR-15 case. It has to be padded, obviously, because it's very heavy. I have an old Plano, a 50-inch case, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's going to fit. Yeah, it did not fit. So you need a big case for this bad boy, most definitely. Something that'll protect your glass and your rifle. So that's something to think about also, especially when you go to the gun range. But yeah, it folds in half in the back. And a lot of this, holding this rifle, if you ever shot was it SBR or DMR AR-15 setup, it's got a lot of the same feel. It's really weird. I think it has a lot to do with the grip and just how the safety's set up. But it's very nice. It's very, very comfortable. I've already laid prone and tried a couple things with this, and it's it feels really good shouldering it. But yes, so that is just one thing I think is awesome that they were able to do that by putting the stock foldable. I thought that was awesome. So now you don't need an extra special 60-inch case. You can fit into a regular 45-inch case. You don't have to go anything crazy. Buy maybe $300-400 Pelican cases, but you can if you want. But if you're a budget man like me, I'll probably end up getting Pelican or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm still looking. You're gonna figure it out though. If you got any ideas for me, what I should put it in, put it down in the comments, please, and I will look into it. So yeah, you got the rail for your scope. You got that. That folds. Okay, so the trigger is I think it's a 2.5 to 5.5 pound setting you can change it from. My Ruger American, I have a 308, has the same trigger. The trigger is awesome. I love the triggers they put in their rifles. It's just awesome. These triggers are fucking phenomenal for just for it being a Ruger product. The triggers are phenomenal. Mine's down to the 2.5 pound, and it is so crispy. It's very crispy. It's such a beautiful trigger. I love the trigger. I'm a huge fan. So I know spending $1,700 on a Ruger product is crazy, but you get guys going out there spending $2,000 on a Palmetto product or a Bear Creek Arsenal product. You know what I mean? So I don't see a problem with it, but it's my rifle, it's my money, I'll do what I want. So this is what I did. The whole rail is M-LOK, which is awesome. I think it's like 18 inches of rail because it's 26-inch barrel, something like that. I can't remember exactly, sorry. But the bottom is really nice. You can hook up your M-LOK too. And it's a really, really heavy rail. It's not a light rail, but that's good. I wouldn't want something too flimsy, something too flexible. This is holding up very nice. But like I said, it's 15.5 pounds, this rifle. Then you gotta add the scope, the rings, the bipod, things like that. So I'm probably not 16 pounds for this. So if you're thinking about taking this up, hunting for some caribou or elk, I'd probably try and find one spot for the day and just set up camp and go from there, because it is heavy. And also it does come with a QD mount you can hook up. So if you do end up putting a sling or anything like that on it, you want to use this for competition, you also can do that. There's a couple aftermarket parts I've seen for the stock. You can get a different stock, few things like that. So, like I said, this rifle is becoming more popular, especially the cartridge, because that Lipsy's vendor, I think he said there's 34 in stock, and he said he hasn't seen one in stock in like 6-7 months. So I came in at the right time to get it, most definitely. Especially with Uncle Joe, you were a big supporter for me to buy this because of your bullshit fucking laws you're trying to put out and all these 1808 bill, HR bill bullshit. Anytime I hear the name HR, I always think of work, like, oh, fuck those people. And especially when I hear Joe Biden say shit about it, fuck that dude, because it's some bullshit coming out of his mouth, spewing out of a septic tank. Hearing him doing all those things, I was like, man, I gotta buy it now. I mean, they might ban this fucking cartridge. Who knows? Because it's a wicked big ass bullet. It's a 30 cal size and holds up to 225 to 250 grains. These are 212. It's a big bullet, and it's got a lot of power behind it. And when the Army takes a new contract and they're like, we're going to use this caliber now, something different, I always get, Uncle Joe's going to be like, every caliber that the military uses is off fucking hands now for civilian use. So, they have a 330 Lapua, no more 338s. Just like with 5.56, he doesn't like 5.56, 223, none of that shit. So that's kind of my thinking on how he looks at it, because how fucking just stupid he is. But, buying this rifle, I have no regrets. Hell yeah, I got some debt. I got a little bit of this and that, but fuck it. If it makes you happy, do it. And just don't tell your wife till after the purchase, because she'll talk you out of it beforehand. But I have a really cool wife. I told her I wanted this rifle, and I work hard for my money, and I bought her a couple nice things. So she said, okay, that seems fair. So yeah, that was the whole conversation. So no complaints though, but that's a little bit of personal thing. But I figured I'd put that out there. I got some friends that want to buy guns, and their wives will never let them buy like ammo and shit. They're real weird about it. As long as our bills are paid, me and my wife don't give a shit. We're just taking it easy, trying to enjoy life, and you most definitely can enjoy life with 300 PRC. But Hornady, please sponsor me. Like I said, cons is a price. Ammo price also is a con. It's only $2,000 once, but it's $2,000. Then you're like, shit, I gotta put a $400 scope. I gotta put a $100 bipod. Gotta buy 500 rounds. There's 1,000. So it is an expensive rifle, in my opinion, to get into. But right when I first get to shoot this thing, it will be on record. I'm gonna have about 4 cameras going, recording me shooting this thing, because I am so excited. My property, I have about 2 acres, but how it's set up, I really don't want to shoot something with this much energy and velocity, out here. And it's extremely from what I understand, it's extremely loud, but which I'm not a dumbass. I would figure that out pretty quick just by looking at the bullet. But yeah, so that's the rifle. That's the whole setup. Tell me what you guys think. Any questions, comments, concerns? You think I'm a dumbass? Put it down in the comments. But yeah, so I figured I'd share this with y'all, show y'all what I got. I literally forgot what I was about to say. I had to pull the brain forward again. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you watched all the way to this end of this video, most people probably haven't, and this video probably won't get a lot of traction until this caliber actually becomes a little more known and put out there. So who knows, maybe this video will have 1 million views one day, but probably not. But hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching again. Like and subscribe, and go buy you a Ruger 300 PRC.